made a statement this year playing with the big leaguers, and that would be former first-round picks Jack Caglione and Gavin Cross, and also Cam Devaney, shortstop, who played well, John Rave, who's had some good minor league seasons. But it's good to see the first rounders coming through like Cross and Caglione, and having just spent a couple of days in Kansas City and returning back today. That's all everyone wants to talk about in KC right now is Jack Caglione.
No doubt about it. Everybody wants to know, media, fans, where's he going to start the year? And, you know, they're wild-eyed, optimistic fans that thought, you know, you come off a football season where a guy can walk off a college field and first game of the next year he's a star in the NFL. Doesn't work that way in baseball. You could count on about maybe 5 or 6 hands the number in 100 however many years of baseball how many guys have not had to play in the minor leagues. Jack is on that lengthy list of guys. That includes George Brett, by the way, that spent time in the major leagues as Jack was option, but he did a lot.
They turned an 83-win season into a trip to the Fall Classic. Hampson takes a curveball down and away on the edge for a called strike. He thought that was ball 4, and he was making his way to first, but rung up by Willie Traynor. So Lugo threw a lot of curveball. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Swing and a soft liner is hit right to Pasquantino at first. So the Diamondbacks go down in order against Seth Lugo in the top of the first inning. No score. As a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a line drive into left center field. That's down. India will make the turn and go to third. And Graham, the Witt Jr., slides into second base with a hustling double. So this is what the Royals had in mind with Jonathan India coming over from Cincinnati, getting on base in front of Bobby Witt Jr. And with India's speed, he's not going to slow down Bobby when. And now 2 runners are in scoring position for Vinny Pasquantino. Sure, he would love a single and drive in 2. He would love to hit a 3-run home run, but the reason why he piled up so many RBD7 over 5 months, the pitch. Salvi hits a fly ball to right. That'll be deep enough. Hurley goes back to right. Jogs down from third. And the Royals lead 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Well, if there's an equivalent to a defender's mindset, make the plays you should make. Under 900. Little check swing back to Lugo, who bobbles, recovers, throws wide, and Vinny goes into the splits for an out. So that was not the most graceful play you'll ever see than any other team. Pinto swings and lines it into left field in between Blanco and the line, and it's going to go all the way to the chain link fence. And Pinto will jog into second base with a 2-out double. We were talking about 4-win season into a trip to the World Series, and they improved by 5 games last year, but missed the postseason. Their pitching struggled with go the other way, and he got it in between Hampson and Lawler, and Isbell's at first base with 1 down.
We've seen Kyle have some big hits like that to the opposite field in timely situations throughout his year.
With 2 home runs, big right-hand batter swings and lines it into left field for a hit. 1 hop to the left fielder Graham. Isbell stops it. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a line drive left field. That's down for a hit. Here's Isbell around third. The throw goes to third, but there's nobody there. So Weimer will round third and score. And now a throw back to second base, and India is going to be caught in a rundown. Second, nobody at third base. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball off of Lugo's leg, ricocheting to India at third. He throws, not in time. To a 1-5-3 out, and now we all stare into the Royals dugout to see if anyone's going to come out and check on Lugo. And Lugo immediately said he was fine, so he may have gotten a glove on it, but it was a comebacker to him, and He almost ended up getting it out anyway, so it'll be an infield single for Hurley. 1-on-1 out. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a slow curveball that was 72 miles an hour. And Lugo strikes out his third, so he works around the infield single. And at the end of 2.5 in surprise, the Royals lead Arizona 4-0. Third.
It's good to see. So he's had a quiet spring at the plate. There's no panic, obviously, with a guy with his kind of track record. But he hit that ball with authority, and Eric points out 111 off the bat. He loves to hit it hard, and it's good to see.
And so far, so good today. Waller grounds it back to Lugo, who will step and throw to second. Out there, Massey to first in time for an inning double play. Nelson's pitch is swung on, and a crack bat and a bloop up the right field line is going to drop fair. Isbell makes the turn and holds, and now a throw back to first, and Isbell gets to the bag in time. So that was a really good aggressive play by Isbell. And base runners are running hard, forcing a play by the defense, and Isbell has a leadoff single. Tyrone Blanco lines it to center field. That's going to be down. Isbell had to freeze about halfway in between first and second, and he'll move up 90 feet. Blanco is 1 for 2, and now the Royals have 9 hits in 3 innings plus 2 batters against Ryan. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Jonathan India. And the Diamondback.
It had a similar pattern early. The Royals 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. They were up 4-0, and they stayed there.
And Weimer come around to score, and now the Royals lead 8-0. And Jonathan India is 3 for 3 with 2 singles, a double, a run scored, and 4 RBI at bats.
I mean, it would have to be the final week generally when you start getting 4 or 5 at bats. A very good point. But we are in that time of spring where it could happen. A couple of years, and the team right before you takes him, and you're just like.
Junior runs, and Massey lines it to right. Bobby slid into second base, but he pops up, and he'll go to third.
And guys that almost came to physical violence at each other. So wait a minute, we've been following this guy for 4 years, and we're.
So that would have been what, 2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 6 percentage so far is about 440. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and he swings, he gets jammed, but he bloops it into center field, and that's going to be down in front of McCarthy while missing the last 5 weeks of the season. The pitch, and Vinny hits a ground ball to second. That'll drive in a run. Vargas fields and throws to first. Junior goes to third, and the Royals lead 1-0. And that's how Vinny drove in a lot of runs last year, just making sure he got 1 run. Lugo sets up on the first base side of the rubber. Overhead windup, and the pitch. And a curveball is in for a called third strike. And that's Lugo's second called third strike with a curveball. And there are 2 down in the second inning. Seth Lugo had a career season and then some last year, finishing second in the American League for the Cy Young Award. Here comes a guy with a rocket launcher strapped to his shoulder, and here come all the bullets. Base hit left field for Isbell at the top of the order. So it's Jonathan India for the second time, and he led off the tag from the catcher Pinto. But there was a mix-up on the infield, and both the shortstop Hampson and the third baseman Lawler figured to be a relay man from left field, but the throw went to third, and there was nobody there. So likely that'll be the series with Arizona last year at Kauffman Stadium. Bobby swings and belts it to left. Deep, hooking into the corner, fair and gone. And now the Royals lead 5-0 in the third inning. That's Bobby's third spring training home run. So he has a double and a home run in his first 2 at-bats. And that brings up Vinny. Vinny had an RBI ground out to second his first time up. De La Cruz had a cycle last year, the year before, so the Royals are on the hook now. Line, base hit into left field, just over Hampson. And Salvi, who had a sac fly into the... Now Lugo has gone 4 scoreless innings. And at the end of 3.5, the Royals lead 5-0. Swings, and it's a ground ball, base hit into right. Isbell again had to freeze to make sure it went through. Taking batting practice today against Ryan Nelson.
He's going to play defensively. Tells you a lot about how they felt about him as a ball player and as a person.
The pitch, swing and a line drive, fair, just inside the left field line, all the way down into the corner, and Jonathan India is going to drive in 3.
They save it for Cleveland on the 27th. Yesterday the Royals had an 8-run second inning, and on their way to a big win over Colorado, and I'm feeling the same way about this one right now.
Jeff Bannister line and comes in sidearm. Ground ball up the middle and into center field. Here's India around third to score. Bobby Witt Jr. drives. Speaking of the cycle, all he needs is a triple, and the Royals lead is 9-0 in the 4th inning.
I don't remember any spring training cycles. Do you, with the Royals?
Probably trying to be too quick in fielding a ball that he didn't have to be too quick with, and so the ball didn't stick in the webbing. It went off the heel of the glove, and then he slipped a bit when he was planning to throw, and that made the throw wide. But for 3 with his first hit, and the Royals have runners at first and third.
I mean, he would tell in that first and online, and everything's very transparent now.
Massey runs. The pitch is outside. The throw down to second is going to be in time for a rundown. Massey hits the brakes, and now Junior is going to be caught in a rundown in between home and third. The catcher Pinto has the ball to the third baseman Lawler, to the second baseman Vargas, back to the shortstop Hampson. So Bobby made Arizona